Dreams without goals are just dreams, and they ultimately fuel disappointment. Goals on the road to achievement cannot be achieved without discipline and consistency. I pray that you all put your shoes way under the bed at night so that you got to get on your knees in the morning. To get something you never had, you have to do something you never did. Les Brown's a motivational speaker. He made an analogy about this. He says, imagine you're on your deathbed, and standing around your deathbed are the ghosts representing your unfulfilled potential. The ghost of the ideas you never acted on, the ghost of the talents you didn't use. And they're standing around your bed, angry, disappointed, and upset. They say, we came to you because you could have brought us to life, they say. And now we have to go to the grave together. So I ask you today, how many ghosts are going to be around your bed when your time comes?
There is no ceiling for you, really. I mean, there's nothing you can't do.
I don't think there's a,
I mean, color is not a
for anyone.
There's no ceiling because, I mean, you've proven that you can cover the whole waterfront in terms of kinds of characters, whether it's a boxer or a quadriplegic or someone who's a brilliant lawyer, the whole range of stuff, right?
You know, with the training that I had, that's the way we were trained, you know. To play any part, there's no such thing as you can't play a part. You may not be right for a particular part.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's a part I can't attempt to play. I could at least analyze and try to break down and put a performance together. It may not be any good.
Yeah.
But I was taught, one of the things that I was taught that sticks in my mind was a gentleman by the name of Bill Ball, who was the artistic director of the American Conservatory Theater in San Francisco. And he always talked about failing big. So if you're going to fail, fail big. And I'm like, I like that philosophy.
I do too.
You know, I'm not a fall back mentality kind of person. People would say, well, you know, you better have another career to fall back on. I'm like, I don't want to fall back on anything. If I fall, I want to fall forward. I want to see what I'm hitting.
Or if exactly right.
You know what I mean? I don't want to. I never understood that mentality.
I didn't either.
I never understood it. I'm like, I'm going that way. I don't
yeah. I mean, if you're worried about being safe and secure, and if security, if security is your byword, then you know you're never going to reach out and do anything. I don't think that's going to protect you. You know, it's going to give you any kind of genuine satisfaction. You know, if you're worried about that, then you know
there was an old IQ.
In other words, if you're a sailor, you would never leave port. If
right.
you only care about security.
There was an IQ question. I think it was an IQ question where they had 9 dots.
Yeah.
And you had to connect the dots, I think, with 5 lines without lifting the pencil. The only way you could do it was to go outside the box.
Yeah.
You know, and people sit there within it and go, oh man, you can't do it. Well, you can't. Nobody said you can't go outside the box.
Yeah.
You know?
Never give up. Without commitment, you'll never start. But more importantly, without consistency, you'll never finish. It's not easy. If it was easy, there'd be no Kerry Washington. If it was easy, there'd be no Taraji Henson, P. Henson. If it were easy, there'd be no Octavia Spencer. But not only that, if it were easy, there'd be no Viola Davis. If it were easy, there'd be no Michael T. Williamson, no Stephen McKinley Henderson, no Russell Hornsby. If it were easy, there'd be no Denzel Washington. So, keep working, keep striving, never give up, fall down 7 times, get up 8. Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship. I found that nothing in life is worthwhile unless you take risks. Nothing. Nelson Mandela said, there is no passion to be found playing small and settling for a life that's less than the one you're capable of living. Now, I'm sure in your experiences in school and applying to college and picking your major and deciding what you want to do with life, I'm sure people have told you to make sure you have something to fall back on. Make sure you got something to fall back on, honey. But I never understood that concept, having something to fall back on. If I'm going to fall, I don't want to fall back on anything except my faith. I want to fall forward. figure at least this way I'll see what I'm going to hit. Fall forward. This is what I mean. Reggie Jackson struck out 2,600 times in his career, the most in the history of baseball. But you don't hear about the strikeouts. People remember the home runs. Fall forward. Thomas Edison conducted 1,000 failed experiments. Did you know that? I didn't know that. Because the 1,001st was the light bulb. Fall forward. Every failed experiment is one step closer to success. Anything you want, good, you can have. So claim it. Work hard to get it. When you get it, reach back. Pull someone else up. Each one, teach one. Don't just aspire to make a living. Aspire to make a difference. You'll see what I mean about taking risk or being willing to fail. Because taking risk is not just about going for a job. It's also about knowing what you know and what you don't know. It's about being open to people and to ideas. In the course of the film, the character I play begins to take small steps, small risks. He very, very, very slowly begins to overcome his fears.
You don't pay a lot of attention to reviews and those kind of things?
Well, you know, you're always affected by opinion, but the more opinions there are of you, of me, the less I look at them, because I just can't live my life based upon what other people think about me. So I can't concern myself too much with what other people think. You know, it's just not healthy. I don't think I could continue to do what I do if I was constantly worrying about what somebody thought about it.
You hear often that black actors, black movies don't play well overseas. Is that the truth, or is that an excuse?
I've heard everything. And what I hear keeps changing. Because they used to say it didn't sell over here. Then it does. Then it said it doesn't sell in the South. Then it does. Well, it doesn't sell in Europe. Then it does. So I just keep pushing. Well, what an opportunity I have to prove them wrong.
I didn't get the job. But here's the thing. I didn't quit. I didn't fall back. I walked out of there to prepare for the next audition, and the next audition, and the next audition. I prayed. I prayed, and I prayed. But I continued to fail, and fail, and fail. But it didn't matter, because you know what? There's an old saying, you hang around the barbershop long enough, sooner or later you're going to get a haircut. So you will catch a break, and I did catch a break. Last year, I did a play called Fences on Broadway. Someone talked about it. Won the Tony Award. And I didn't have to sing, by the way. But here's the kicker. It was at the Court Theater. It was at the same theater that I failed that first audition 30 years prior. The point is, and I'll pick up the pace, the point is every graduate here today has the training and the talent to succeed. But do you have the guts to fail?
I've been the guy at the Oscars without my name being called. I've been the guy at the Oscars when my name is called. I've been the guy at the Oscars when everybody thought they was going to call my name and they didn't. So I've lived it.
So what would you say to the people who are looking at this process and saying it's unfair?
Yeah, and so what? You gonna give up? If you're looking for an excuse, you'll find one.
In race.
You can find it wherever you like. You can't live like that. You just do the best you can do.
Yeah, I tried everything. Yeah, I was
another
pre-med.
professional.
Yeah, I was pre-med in college. Then I said I'd be a doctor. Then I was political science. I said I'd be a lawyer. Then I studied journalism. So I actually was working my way toward the arts without realizing. That's why I told my children,
a liberal arts education is okay. You don't have to know at 17, I was 17 when I started college. You don't have to know at 17 what you're gonna do the rest of your life. So I worked it out. I found my way to theater. I started with Eugene O'Neill's The Emperor Jones.
I had a real momentum going from college on through all these roles and plays that I just mentioned, right up until doing Carbon Copy in 1980, 81, and I didn't get any work for about 6 months. And I thought, well, okay, this wait a minute. There's always work at the post office. You know?
Yeah, all right. Go
Right.
Go back to biology.
I better go back down to the city council meeting. But I got a small play, a one-act play about two guys, one named Malcolm and the other named Elijah. I was even saying Elijah when I first read it. I'm like, this Elijah guy. I'm looking at him. I'm like, yeah, this is Malcolm. All right, it's a good part, big role. And that really jump-started my career again because the play went over very well. We did it down at the New Federal Theater, Henry Street Settlement. And that led, I went right from that play to a soldier's play off Broadway, and right from a soldier's play to St. Elsewhere.
You will fail at some point in your life. Accept it. You will lose. You will embarrass yourself. You will suck at something. There's no doubt about it. And I know that's probably not a traditional message for a graduation ceremony, but hey, I'm telling you, embrace it, because it's inevitable.
Oh, I'm an ordinary man with an extraordinary job,
Right.
not the other way around. So it's all gravy for me. You know, when I was younger, I used to coach a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing you coach kids in sports. Nothing made me happier than seeing other people do well. Well, that's sort of my nature, and directing was the perfect job for that, because I love seeing others do well. I mean, I'm okay. I did pretty good. I'm good. I've done all right. But to see others do what, you know, what they're capable of,
Yeah.
gives me great joy.
To not only take risks, but to be open to life, to accept new views, and to be open to new opinions, to be willing to speak at a commencement at one of the best universities in the country, even though you're scared stiff. While it may be frightening, it will also be rewarding, because the chances you take, the people you meet, the people you love, the faith that you have, that's what's going to define you. So members of the class of 2011, this is your mission. When you leave the friendly confines of Philly, never be discouraged, never hold back, give everything you got. And when you fall throughout life, and maybe even tonight after a few many glasses of champagne, remember this: fall forward. Congratulations, I love you, God bless you, I respect you.